Welcome to the Polly the Wog channel. Have you ever wondered what's inside a hand mixer? Well, I was curious myself. I've already loosened off these two little screws here. So let's pop this open. Now, I'm just assuming there's got to be an electric motor, so let's see what kind of goodness is in here. Ah, yeah. All right. Yeah, we got some goodies. Let's start by, let's unscrew these. Pull out our little teeny bit of cord that was left on there. There we go, we can get rid of these plastic shells. That's all plastic, that's going into the landfill. We don't need any of that. And just snip this wire off. And so it looks like we got a little teeny motor and a nice little transformer. Well, looks like we got little bits of brass on here. Let's continue to cut this wire off. Oops-a-daisy. Well, just a teeny little bit of junk wire. Let's see, do I have a little teeny screwdriver? That might work. See if we can pry some of this off. Try the old brute force, see if we can just break this up. Looks like a little teeny bit of copper. A little bit of brass in there, I'm not going to worry about those. Oh, I'll just throw that into my little junk pile. A very insignificant amount of copper. Doesn't weigh anything at all. I'll just leave that over there. We got one little spring, which I'm sure is magnetic. Yes, magnetic springs. Alright, we'll just get rid of all our little junky pieces and plastic that we don't need. What's left here in this handle? Not too much. That's all plastic. What is this? I'm guessing it's plastic. I'm not sure.
Yes.
That is plastic. Let's grab our file. Yep, nothing but plastic there, so we'll just toss that out. So we've got our little teeny motor, an armature, and it's got a little bit of a transformer here. I'm not sure how to free that up. Well, let's just cut into this and see if our transformer actually has copper in it. Grab a hacksaw. I'll just cut it right down the middle. And pull the tape back. And use our nifty file here to scratch this up. It already looks like it might be aluminum. Oh no, maybe not. Yeah, no, that's some copper goodness. So yeah, we'll have to get that apart. We can sell the armature separately. Yeah, we'll definitely take this all apart at some point, but for now, I think we're just going to set it aside because, well, maybe not. Let's try to get this copper out of here. Let's see if we can cut through this. I know it would work better if I had a vise. My vise is in the backyard, and I'm in the middle of a very nasty Canadian winter. So, yeah, we're doing this in the basement in the house where I don't have a vise. I'm getting through some of it. I probably need a new hacksaw blade. Let's see if we can pull any of that out of there. Got a little container here to put copper bits in. Grab our cutters here. These are my not so good cutters. I keep track of all these little hairs of copper. Yeah, see, now you just start pulling out of there. Losing little pieces of copper. That's okay. I'll make sure I clean up afterwards. I got the kitty cats running around, so I don't want them to ever find a little piece of copper like that and choke on it or try to chew it and potentially swallow it. So I'm always very conscious of that. I'll get that piece of tape out of there. Now I am just a hobby scrapper, so this might not be the most efficient use of your time, but I do it for the fun of it. It's not about how much money I can make, but just about recycling stuff and having fun doing it. That's just a piece of plastic. Getting too much stuff on my little table here. You know what? I have a little bit of junk wire. I'm going to stick it right down in that. Because that's my container of wire. Sneak that inside there. Our teeny little brass piece, or I should say copper pieces. Let's see if we can give this another go. Seems to work easier just pulling back than trying to actually saw. Use some needle nose pliers. Just twisting, twisting, twisting. I'm assuming it's pulling it out. Somewhat. And a nice chunk. Well, slowly but surely. There's more copper on one of these than you would think. There's not too much left on there, I don't think. There we go. That just freed up the rest of it. Yeah, all these little copper hairs can sure be a pain in the you-know-what. They go everywhere. Oops, definitely have some of this to pick up off the floor. Yeah, at first I was wondering, how am I going to get that transformer off of there? Turns out, there's no need to, really. It's a matter of getting the armature separated at some point, which I'm not going to do in this video. I just wanted to get a few things cleared up from what I found the other day. I'm not sure if you watched my previous video, but I went out and tried to do a little bit of street scrapping and dumpster diving, even though it's the middle of winter here in Canada. And sure enough, the very first dumpster I looked in, I found this hand mixer. So I figured, yeah, why not bring it in the house and see what's inside? And sure enough, there's a little bit of goodness in it. Better than just throwing the whole thing into the shred pile, all right? All right, so it looks like we got all of our copper off of there. Yeah, I don't see any other little strands or pieces. All right, so we'll set that aside. I'll eventually try to take these screws out of here and get this end piece off. And then the armature should just pull out from there. And I'm sure this is a little bit of cast aluminum. Looks like cast aluminum to me. Let's double check with our little magnet friend. Yeah, there's a slight magnetic attraction, so it's probably to a metal piece. Yeah, the little metal rod that goes through it to the inside. But yeah, that's aluminum. That's steel, obviously. That's steel. Yeah, this little casing, I think, that's a steel plate. But yeah, the little frame in here, I think that's aluminum. Yep. All right, well, we're going to set that aside for now. And yeah, look at all that copper goodness that we got out of there. I'm kind of poke it down. It's not very much, right? There's probably an ounce maybe. But, you know, you do this all year long and all this copper really does start to add up.